Welcome, students. Now we are going to understand the quantity theories of money. The quantity theories of money explains how the general price level determine why does price level change. A classical or pre-Keynesian economist answered all these questions in terms of quantity theory of money. Quantity theories of money explains the relationship between quantity of money and value of money. Here we are given two approaches of quantity theory of money as Fisher's transaction approach and Cambridge cash balance approach. Next going to understand what is quantity theories of money. The quantity theories of money explain the relationship between quantity of money and value of money. அதாவது பணத்துடைய அளவுக்கும் அதோடைய மதிப்புக்கும் என்ன ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் இருக்குங்கிறத எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுறது தான் இந்த குவான்டிட்டி தியரி ஆஃப் மணி. There are two approaches. One is Fisher's transaction approach, another one is Cambridge cash balance approach. Fisher's quantity theory of money. It is given by Irving Fisher. The quantity theory of money is a very old theory. It was first propounded in 1588 by an Italian economist, Devan Sathi, but the credit for popularizing this theory in recent years rightly belongs to a well-known American economist, Irving Fisher, who published his book, The Purchasing Power of Money, in 1911 and gave it a quantitative form in terms of his famous equation of exchange. The general form of equation given by Fisher is MB is equal to PT, where M refers to money supply or quantity of money. V refers to velocity of money. Velocity refers to the number of times a unit of money changes its hand. எத்தனை டைம் வந்து ஒரு யூனிட் ஆஃப் மணி வந்து எக்கானமியில் சர்க்குலேட் ஆகுது, அதுதான் வந்து வெலாசிட்டி ஆஃப் சர்க்குலேஷன் ஆஃப் மணி. P refers to price level, T refers to volume of transaction. Fisher points out that in a country during any given period of time, the total quantity of money, that is MB, will be equal to the total value of all goods and services bought and sold, that is PT. MB is equal to PT. Supply of money equal to demand for money. It is expressed as P is equal to MB divided by T, which implies that the quantity of money determines the price level, and the price level is in its turn varies directly with the quantity of money, provided V and T remains constant. The above equation considers only currency money, but in a modern economy, banks demand deposit or credit money and its velocity play a vital part in business. Therefore, Fisher extended his original equation of exchange to include bank deposits M1 and its velocity V1. The revised equation was PT is equal to MB plus M1 V1. P is equal to MB plus M1 V1 divided by T. From the revised equation, it is evident that the price level is determined by the quantity of money in circulation, that is M, the velocity of circulation of money V, the volume of bank credit money M1. the velocity of circulation of credit money, that is V1, and the volume of trade. This quantity theory will be explained with the help of a diagram. In this diagram, the effect of changes in the quantity of money on the price level. When the quantity of money is OM, the price level is OP. Look at the first diagram. The quantity of money OM இருக்கும்போது, what will be the price? Price is OP. If quantity of money increases to OM2, the price level increases to OP to OP2. If price increases M4, OM to OM4, what will happen in price? Price increases to OP4. From this diagram, we can understand that price எப்பெல்லாம் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகுதுன்னா, வேல்யூம் ஆஃப் மணி எப்பெல்லாம் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகுதோ அப்போல்லாம் ப்ரைஸும் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகுது. அதே மாதிரி ஃபோர்ஃபோல்டாக இட் இன்க்ரீசஸ் மீன்ஸ் supply of money, quantity of money increases to fourfold means price also increases to fourfold. Understand? Further, when the quantity of money is increased fourfold to OM4, the price level also increases by 4 times to OP4. This relationship is expressed by the curve OP is equal to F of M from the origin at 45-degree line. So, price is the function of money, that is quantity of money. Look at the second diagram. In this diagram, it shows the inverse relationship between the quantity of money and the value of money, where the value of money is taken on the vertical axis when the quantity of money is OM. The value of money is OI divided by P, but with the doubling of the quantity of money to OM2, the value of money becomes 1/2 of what it was before. But with the quantity of money increasing by fourfold to OM4, the value of money is reduced by P4. This inverse relationship between the quantity of money and the value of money is shown by downward sloping curve. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டயக்ராமில் என்ன ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் இருக்குன்னா, ப்ரைஸ் லெவலுக்கும் குவான்டிட்டி ஆஃப் மணிக்கும் டைரக்ட் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் இருக்குங்கிறத எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுது. குவான்டிட்டி ஆஃப் மணி இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும்போது ப்ரைஸ் லெவலும் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகுது. செகண்ட் டயக்ராமில் வேல்யூ ஆஃப் மணிக்கும் குவான்டிட்டி ஆஃப் மணிக்கும் என்ன ரிலேஷன்ஷிப், தட் இஸ் இன்வர்ஸ் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் பிட்வீன் வேல்யூ ஆஃப் மணி அண்ட் குவான்டிட்டி ஆஃப் மணி. அதாவது பணத்தோட அளவு அதிகமாக அதோட வேல்யூ குறைஞ்சிட்டே இருக்கும். இந்த சப்ளை ஆஃப் மணி இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும்போது வேல்யூ ஆஃப் மணி ரெடியூஸ் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும். This is what we understand from this two diagram. Next approach is Cambridge approach or cash balance approach. Marshall equation. The Marshall equation is expressed as M is equal to KPY, where M is the quantity of money, Y is the aggregate real income of the community, P is purchasing power of money. K represents the fraction of the real income which is the public desire to hold in the form of money. Thus, the price level P is equal to M divided by KY. And the value of money, the reciprocal of price level is I divided by P equal to KY divided by M. The value of money in terms of this equation can be found out by dividing the total quantity of goods which the public desire to hold out of the total income by the total supply of money. According to Marshall's equation, the value of money is influenced not only by change in M, that is a quantity of money, but also by changes in K, that is the fraction of the real income. Keynes equation. Keynes equation is expressed as n is equal to pk or p is equal to n by k, where n is the total supply of money, p is the general price level of consumption goods, k is the total quantity of consumption units the people decide to keep in the form of cash. Keynes indicates the K is a real balance because it is measured in terms of consumer goods. According to Keynes, people's desire to hold money is unaltered by monetary authority. So, price level and value of money can be stabilized through regulating quantity of money and that by the monetary authority. Later, Keynes extended his equation in the following form. The extended version is n is equal to p p of k plus r k dash or p is equal to n divided by k plus or k dash, where n is equal to total money supply, p refers to price level of consumer goods, k refers to people's desire to hold money in hand in terms of consumer goods in the total income of them. R refers to cash reserve ratio. CANDAS refers to community's total money deposit in banks in terms of consumer goods. In this extended equation, also Keynes assumes that K dash and R are constant. In this situation, price level P is changed directly and proportionately change in money value N, that is N. Um, from this quantity theory of money, we can understand that if M double, P will also double. அதாவது quantity of money increase ஆகும்போது price level increase ஆகும். If M is reduced to half, P will decline by half. I hope that you all understand about the quantity theory of money and Fisher's equation and Cambridge approach or cash balance approach. Thank you, students.